here's some old favourites that did their turns originally on what Ben Elton might have described as Poets' Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, in a week where the social security reforms come out, that Mother Teresa, who has a Nobel Prize for helping the poor, should go and see Mrs. Thatch, who is soon to get a Monday Club Prize for creating the poor. I mean, that is classic Mother Teresa, isn't it? Mrs. Thatch creates and Mother Teresa helps, and I'd like to see that. That's logical. The big news this week has to be that Boris Becker has found an excuse for why he hasn't won any tennis matches for a while. He says it's because he's been doing too much bonking. Well, frankly, come on, why aren't you winning? Well, I'm getting too much of that, ain't I? Eh? See, I missed another one. Whoa, plenty of that, eh? I mean, really, if the more sex you get, you know, the worse you are at tennis. Britain's John Lloyd must be a sex machine, for God's sake. No wonder he keeps missing his services. He's tripping over his dick. I mean, come on. And those good tennis players, they must have sexual neuroses. I mean, a genius like McEnroe, no wonder he's on the court sharing his sexual neuroses. He's screaming, "It was in, it was in!" I'm telling you, say it's out, but it's definitely in. Come on, keep up. It's a live show. We're on a clock here, for God's sake. I mean, mind you, does it reverse? Does it reverse? I mean, if you don't get much sex, do you get to be a better player? I mean, let's face it, the only time Sue Barker was ever Britain's #1 was when she was going out with Cliff Richard. Now, that's got to be. Now, ladies and gentlemen, death has been very much in the news. The Americans have tried to ban smoking all over the place, and you can't argue with that. I like the old pub, but I think in public you shouldn't impose it upon people. But the Americans don't want to sell fags for safety reasons. Now, this is a country where you can buy guns over the counter, you know? And they're trying to ban cigarettes for safety reasons, you know? It's all right with guns, have as many as you want. Watch out, he's got a cigarette! Kid, what's the bulge in your pocket? It's a Magnum. That's okay. Thought it might be a pack of cigarettes. Do you feel lucky? Take one, man. Make my day. I mean, really, once the criminals start having fags, the police are going to have to start having fags, and it's going to be escalating. There'll be horrible siege scenes with coppers behind the bonnets of cars desperately blowing smoke at the criminals. We'll be wondering about heavy-duty over-policing. Well, we thought we were justified in bringing in the cigar under the circumstances. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a really fine show tonight. I know you're going to enjoy it. It's very big, it's very splendid. We have the fabulous Eurythmics playing live in the studio, as all our fans always do. I'll come back a little bit later on, but right now, I know you ain't going to be disappointed with this first offering, because you're going to get down to the fabulous sound of the Roach Vibes! All right, Roachford there. Fantastic. We're going to hear more from them later. Let's hope that huge man hanging over them doesn't get overexcited. He'd knock the drummer off. So, ladies and gentlemen, touch through that, working out later. So, right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to welcome back a very, very old friend, big star of this show. Everybody, Dixon, please welcome Stavros!
Good evening, Pest. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit peaked tonight. A bit squiffy in the nut. You know why? I'm a one of the footy pools, isn't it? Look at that! 49 pence. I'm a hit the jackpotty. But, you know, I'm not going to let it change my life. Mind you, I did go out today and buy a roller, but I'm gonna tell a lie, I'm gonna buy a whole pack, innit? Still, I'm not going to go spend. No way, Robin Day. It's now not fair on the other 10 peeps in this syndicate, innit? They got to have their share. Mind you, if it hadn't been for me, we wouldn't have won nothing like this amount, 49p. No, we would have won £1 million. What is hap is her inside the doors is telling me for to put the Arsenal down for a draw. I'ma say, you blinking mad. The arse is gonna win 6-0. And I'ma put them down to win. But then, on final score, is Southampton 1, Arsenal 1, followed by Stavros 1 thick hair from Harry Salvador. It's funny, this final score prog, isn't it? Who the blink is this prog, the bloke with the funny voice? You know him? Nottingham Forest 3, Charlton Athletic 0, Oxford Fatty Maxwell United 2, Derby Fatty Maxwell County 0. Whoops, I'ma better shut up about Fatty Max or I'ma get injuncted. So, when the man is finished, you know, with all his scores, you know, after he done the Scottish second division, Stenhouse Frank O'Neill, Alloa 2. He go, and with only 8 score draw on your form, the forecast is very good, with occasional scatty showers in Western Scotland. Anyway, all we get is a cheque for 49p delivered by postie. So I don't get a chance to go down the very top-posh snob Savoy Hotel. Get it presented by fabulous celebrities Sam Fox, Linda Lusardi, shake of the hand, very proud mum, maybe a chance of rampity pump upstairs later. Twice again this pose, isn't it? Especially when the pulse panel is sit down. Who the flipping blasty heck are these pulse pan pigs? How is it that they come up with scores like Liverpool 0, the Rose and Crown Hackney 10? He's about as accurate as the forecast by Jimmy flipping Greaves. Well, son, it's got to be Newport County's win the First Division Championship this year, I'm a wreck. Well, watch football, peeps. Good night, peeps.
Just a few of the voices there. Brilliant. Harry Enfield, we're going to see him again a little bit later on. Now, right now, we're going to meet a band who are really breaking through right now. This one's going to help them. Please welcome the brilliant Rhythm Sisters! Seeing something that has really taken off over the last few weeks. Great big star of Radio 1. But he's our man. Please welcome Loadsamoney!
Good down at football, innit? I support Spurs, greatest team in the world, Spurs. There's only one thing wrong with them, that's they always lose. I don't care, I'll go down there, right? When I go down to football, right, I always sit behind the dugout where Eltel sits, right? I lean over to him, I go, oi, Eltel, loads of money. He goes to me, he goes, all right, loads, and he waves his wad at me, right? That's why Spurs always lose, because I'm flashing me wad at him, he's flashing his at me. We don't bother to watch the football, me and Eltel. We just waving our wads at each other. Loads of money. No, I don't go to football so much now, actually, because, you know, it's £4 on the terraces now, isn't it? It's not nearly enough. I go down the opera now, don't I? You know, the opera. Loads of money, loads of money, dollar bar. She's great, the opera, isn't it? Me and the lads, right, from the football, we all dress up, right, in the old black tie, white shirt, the old long dinner jacket, right, little tail on it. We call it penguins, our mob, right? Go down Covent Garden, right, down the garden, go to the opera house, go, oi, mate, how much are your most expensive tickets? He says, £100. I go, cheap tonight, then we'll have loads. Go in, right, go to the bar before it starts, get pissed up, drink all that champagne. I always drink champagne, best drop a lager money can buy champagne, I usually get the first round, I go, oi, mate, I want 10 pints of champagne and 2 pints of champagne top, all right? Look! Blimey, there's Princess Di over there. Oi, mate, half a champagne and lime for the lady, all right? Yeah, all right, love. Yeah, I'll see you later. Anyway, go to the opera, when the opera starts, it's great opera, isn't it? I tell you, especially if old Placido Domingo's playing, because he's a bollocks, that geezer, isn't he? I'll tell you, when he comes on, that is when the singing starts. Tommy go, Tommy go, Tommy go! Tommy go, Tommy go, Tommy go! We help him out, don't we? We help him out. He loves us doing that. When he gets to one of his arias, we go, because it's Placido Domingo, he's by far the greatest talent the opera's ever seen. He loves it! He loves us doing that, he loves it! Mind you, if that Pavarotti's playing, it's a different story, right? Different story, because we hate him, because he's fat. If he comes on stage, we start singing Pavarotti, shut your mouth! If he don't get off, right, if he don't go, all the penguins, right, we get up on the stage, we do it! Put it this way, right, now, I abhor violence of all types, right, but he's fat, so you've got to do it, man, try to do it. We'll leave a little calling card on him, you've just been picked up by a penguin. Right. The old bill come down, don't they? The old bill, they nick us, right? Clunk, click, in the neck. Next day, up in front of the beak. The beak goes, you have been found guilty of causing a ruck. You are fined 1,000 quid. I go, is that all? Here, mate, here's 2,000 quid. Take your old lady on holiday. I've got loads of money!
More for you tonight. And right now, pleasure to welcome back a friend we missed last week. We don't have to miss her any longer because it's time to welcome Florence from Crawley.
Blah, 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 blah. Sorry about that. I've been watching that many quiz shows this week that my mind's gone completely blankety blank. Catchphrases, connections, you bet, Robin Day's question time. Though I don't know where he gets the contestants from on that show, because they never seem to get the answers right. Now, the word quiz in the dictionary has 3 different meanings. Now, this is a true bit coming up, right? Number 1, an oral examination. I'm sorry. Never said the word oral in front of so many people before. Although there was a time when... Number 2, an odd-looking person. Suppose that's why Bruce Forsyth's on so many of them. And number 3, a general knowledge test, like Mastermind. I applied for that show recently. My specialist subject is going to be the contents of my dressing table drawer from 1975 to the present day. But so far I haven't heard anything from them. I was on a television show once, though, and when I heard those famous words, come on down, I jumped out of my seat and waved my hands in the air, acting all stupid like you're supposed to. Woo, 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 running down the aisle. Unfortunately, I was on Songs of Praise. Mind you, I think that programme would be a lot better if it was a quiz show. You could have, Give Us a Pew, That's My Dog Collar, and the next hymn is number 357, higher, higher, 340, lower, lower. And if anybody got the question wrong or run out of time, you could have a big cartoon angel come up in the corner of the screen and go, meh, like they do on Bullseye. But I think if you can't beat them, join them. So settle back and enjoy TV's latest quiz show, Go With The Flow. Go with the flow, go with the flow, go with the flow, go with the flow. Hi, and welcome to this week's Go With The Flow. Let's start off by saying a big hello to our contestant, Florence from Cradley. Hello, Flo. Hi there. Well, finger on the buzzer for the first question, Florence. Who am I? I was born Henry VIII. Correct. And on to a visual clue. What is this? I'm going to have a baby. I know I'm going to die. Is it a well-known soap opera? Yes. Now, Florence, make a word out of these letters. Countdown starts now. 7 letters, Florence. Oh, brilliant. Let's see what your word is then, Florence. It's Blifke. Correct. Finally, Florence, you could be the proud owner of this beautiful piece of antique china. Woo! if the price is right. How much do you think this costs? Nothing. Correct. Which means, Florence, that you have won tonight's star prize, a rubbish bin. And thank you for being a contestant on Go With The Flow. Go with the flow, go with the flow. Well, this has been Florence from Cradley speaking. You see, it was me all the time. Ta-ra!
Josie Lawrence there, great to see her back, and of course with her character Florence from Cradley, not from Crawley. As I said, little correction, proofs, as always, it is live right now, live in the studio. It's a pleasure to welcome yet another of our friends and comedians from across the Atlantic. This time, Hearts from Canada, working out of Los Angeles. How could you be more cool? How could you be more funny? Please welcome big TV star, Howie Mandel!
Thank you. Okay, all right. I didn't think I was going to be here tonight, but I'm here. Listen to this, all right? I overslept at the hotel. This is the truth. I overslept at the hotel, so I had to catch a cab, and I said to the cab driver, get me to the television station really fast, right? So around every corner we were going, and by the time I got here, my throat was so sore. Look where my hips are, isn't that weird? Anyways, this is my first time in Britain. I went to Piccadilly Circus today, and listen to what I bought, because we don't have it in America. I bought a watch. I bought one of those Swatch watches. And it's great, because we don't have this, but it clips onto my crotch. What? What are you laughing at? No, it's one of those Swatch crotch watches. And the reason I like it is because at 6 o'clock, the big hand was on my dick. I've been going all over the place, traveling and staying in different hotels because it's so much warmer than staying outside, right? What? You people stay outside? So anyways, this is so weird. I saw this in one hotel, and if you see this, it'll screw you up too. They had a television in the bathroom. So I was in the bathroom watching television for like a half an hour, and then a commercial came on, so I went in the other room and pissed on the bed. Oh, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. I don't care if you do that. I really don't care if you do that. I used to care a lot, but I don't care anymore because I'm older now. I really don't care. I really don't. What? I don't care. It's true. Like yesterday, Jimmy cracked corn. I don't care. What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? I've asked you 3 bloody times. Answer me. What the hell's your name? Isn't it weird? I'm not even talking into the microphone and you can hear me. I'm wearing one of those rectal mics. I guess the antenna's up just a little too far there. What is your name, sir?
Andrew.
Andrew. And what do you do, Andrew?
This and that.
This and that. Is it tough keeping 2 jobs? Which business did you go into first? You were doing this, and then you figured, screw the competition, I'll be that too. So if people need this, they call Andrew, but if they don't, they just need that, they call Andrew. Andrew, do you ever go to 3D movies? Do they have?
I've not been to one of them. No.
You haven't been one to a long time? This is so neat. This is a neat effect. Here, put on these, Andrew. This is really neat. Put these on. This will be great. You got them on? This is just a neat effect, some special effects. Look at this. Doesn't it look like it's coming right at you? Wait, it's not finished yet. Says here, keep out of there. It's so weird. My goldfish died. My goldfish died. No, that's not a joke. I gotta do jokes. All right, my goldfish. But I felt I wanted to share stuff with you people. He died of a bladder infection, and I feel like it's my fault because he was like urinating 7 times a day, and I should have known something was wrong. I should have known, right? Because I'd be watching TV and the bowl kept overflowing. twins have diarrhea. Guess who this is? Guess who this is? It's me, it's Howie. You're so stupid. This is not a great disguise. You didn't know. I just put this on. You people didn't even know. That's so weird. I'm on a show called St. Elsewhere where I play a doctor. I gotta tell you about this. This is so, in America, because I play a doctor on television, people think I know something about medicine, but I don't know anything about medicine. That's the truth. Even my own doctor, when I go get a checkup, guys, Andrew, I'm sure this happens to you. You go to the doctor, you pull down your pants, doesn't he grab your nuts and say cough? Does he? Nobody else does. They feel like an idiot just there. I'm thinking, where's the connection? I don't know what it's for. Ma'am, could you just feel if I have a cold coming on? No, women, you got it tough, too. You go to the gynecologist, you got it tough with the gynecologist. I went there with my wife when we were having a child, and it's so weird because you lie there on your table with your legs up, naked, open, and the guy comes in and says, relax. Like you're going to doze off. And you're nervous about being there. If I was a gynecologist, I wouldn't want you to be nervous, right? So I would try to entertain you, to try to relax you. I would learn magic and combine the two, like pull a bouquet out. Or a rabbit, right? And then what? You're 2 months along. Or one of those never-ending handkerchiefs. That would be so weird. I said I went to the gynecologist because we had a child. I had a child, and my wife and I right now are in the middle of potty training because we think it's important for us to set an example for our child. Because we can't just go in the living room and say, no, you can't go there. You have to go in there. But this is what it's like to be potty trained.
My name is Bobby, and I am potty training now. And every time my mommy puts me on the potty, I cry. Please don't laugh. Every time my mommy puts me on the potty, I cry. And then my mommy comes in the room and she says, Bobby? And I say, what? And what would you say? And she says, how come every time I put you on the potty, you cry? And I told my mommy, it's my potty and I'll cry if I want to.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Howie Mandel there. Fantastic stuff. Really went down well with the studio. While we clear the stage for the next act on, I'm going to tell you the next act on hasn't done any UK TV for nearly 3 years. This is because they like to play live, they like to sing live, like to play live, which is why it's such a fantastic privilege that they've chosen to come and do that very thing with us, because for the 1,000th time, there's no point us scaring ourselves to death and changing 10 pairs of trousers, doing it live. Everyone comes up and says, is it really live? Yes, it is really live, and playing live right now. It is a great pleasure to be able to introduce Annie and Dave, the fabulous Eurythmics! To welcome an act that's brand new to TV, but not new to writing brilliant, incisive, witty lines. I know you're going to dig this great comedian. Please welcome Hattie Hayridge!
Thank you. Hello. Pass it on. It's exciting here tonight, being on live television and looking forward to Easter. That British summertime really confused me. I ended up putting my clock too far forward, fell off the mantelpiece and smashed on the floor. In the winter when we had that hurricane, I was standing at a bus stop, and all of a sudden this bus shelter blew straight past me. Then 3 all came round the corner straight after each other. I should explain, I once had a terrible experience with drugs. My head got totally screwed up. My hairdresser was a junkie. I was under the dryer, he was on the Starship Enterprise. Cost me a fortune. I had to buy a moped so I could wear a crash helmet for 6 weeks. I was an only child, still am. I never played with anybody when I was little, not even myself. I was so lonely I invented 6 imaginary brothers and sisters. Hated them. My parents were married 20 years before they had me. They used to have a cocker spaniel. It took them a while to adjust. They used to try and peg my ears together when they fed me. Happy days, though. Crawling through the forest with a branch in my mouth. I used to like playing kiss chase at primary school. You know, where the girls run and the boys chase after them and kiss them. I was a romantic. I never used to run. It was like a wind tunnel as all the boys ran straight past. Well, it was because of my imaginary brothers. They told them I'd got the clap. I don't know. It's not just men I don't understand. There's Japanese. I started to learn it. I think it's important to read great literature in its original language, like how to change the cartridge on my stereo. I did a few evening classes. I did a voice class to make my voice stronger. The teacher told me to speak from my diaphragm. Well, I'd left mine at home, the little plastic plate. I did have a coil, but I kept picking up minicab drivers. I buy a lot of convenience food. I like reading the serving suggestions on the packets. Why not serve with asparagus tips and a knob of butter? That's my favourite. Or on boiling the bag beef curry. Why not flush it straight down the toilet? I was watching the telly today, watching those people, those ones who can't tell stalk from butter or Ariel from brand X, or their arse from their elbow. I did my own test at home. I could tell the difference. Pepsi seemed just like water. But Coca-Cola ruined all my clothes and the washing machine. I don't know. People always phone you when you're doing something. Washing your hair, cooking your tea, staring into space. I get my own back. I get in the bath, get out, stand dripping in the hallway, then I'll ring round everyone I know. I was watching the sumo wrestling the other night on the telly. I was watching it for 20 minutes before I realised it wasn't the darts. I don't know. I think life's so fast nowadays, there's lots of things we just don't even notice. I don't know what they are, though. Thank you very much. Good night.
All right, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we approach the end of a great philosophical moment in British history, because we're getting to the end of the point where the franking of letters with Jesus is alive has come to an end. And it has made me think, made me wonder how people would react if Jesus really came back, if we had the second coming of our Saviour. I mean, how would it, for instance, be reported in the press? I mean, the Times, for instance, would unquestionably say, Jesus is back, so far no effect on the stock market. The Guardian, of course, wouldn't report it, because I shouldn't think they can spell Jesus, you know. Even though it's the new Guardian, it would definitely be Secund Kuming, Jesus is Bick, or something like that. The Daily Mirror, Jesus is back, Maxwell grants him audience. I reckon that'd be about the size of it. 100 free pairs of sandals to be won. You see, the press unquestionably trivialise everything. They can't help it. I mean, you know, you've got the King of Norway coming over, and what's all the photos? Whether or not poor old Fergie can curtsy when she's 6 months pregnant. Nobody can. I sympathise with you. I remember when Fergie first came along. They say I'm disrespectful to the royals. I mean, here you've got a new royal. What are the press wondering about? Are they wondering whether when she marries the prince she'll be a good, dignified addition to our overseas delegations? No! They want to know whether she's got a fat ass or not. That was a question in every newspaper through the summer of '86. Has the future Duchess got a big bum? Has she got a great big floppy old cat flap? And will they be able to crowbar it through the doors of the Abbey on the day? Very respectful Sun and Star and Mirror. I'm sure we love you, Your Majesty, but look at the Harris on that, eh? Very strange. I mean, the Sun says it's royalist, and then it says Prince Charles, who's got a lot of good ideas, is just a mad old hippie who sits in the desert staring at his gurus. I mean, what's that about? I wonder what it'd be like, actually, if we'd had the press in the days when the royals really made the news, when they were all cutting each other's heads off and giving each other syphilis and things like that. I mean, they made enough about the supposed tiff betwixt Fergie and Di. What would they have done with a real royal row, like the one between Elizabeth I and Mary? Oh, you Scottish bitch, giggled haughty, half-bald virgin Liz. I mean, they bring you in, don't they? I mean, it's all very well knocking it, but we all read them, don't we? Although that's not actually an excuse. I mean, you know, lots of people bought Kylie Minogue's single, but that didn't stop it being crap, did it? You know? I mean, Shut Up in Your Face was 4 weeks at #1, but I still wanted to kill every time I heard it. But nonetheless, it does draw you in. I mean, the insidious press, you can't help it. You're in a newsagent, there's all these racks of papers with their headlines, and there's a Sun headline, and you're going, God, how can they say that? It's like so brutal, it's so cruel, it's so bigoted and xenophobic. I wonder what's in the story. I must have a read. It's like pornography. You've got to put it inside a motorbike magazine. Oh, I'm reading the Sun. Oh, I hope nobody sees me. You see, ladies and gentlemen, they break down all the images, you know? I mean, that man, that animal, what took over the Daily Star for a few months last autumn. He didn't last long, but he was the editor of your family Star. Editor! There was nothing but tits. How'd you edit a pair of tits, for God's sake? Cut them in half, put them on sideways. What are we going to do with these tits on page 7, editor? Well, I don't know, I'm pissed. Well, you're the editor. All right, let's have them full frontal. Extra tits, eh? That man, this is true. On his first week as editor of the Star, he chose to have as a front page, I swear, a nearly nude young woman. She was 15 on the front page, and the headline said, she's only 15. Well, it was about something I missed quite, but it basically said, she's only 15, they're already 40 inches, and when she's 16, she'll show you her nipples. Now, we live in an atmosphere of violence against women and children, which is an epidemic, and this stupid bloke thought it was clever to put both on the front of a newspaper in combination. How did he lose his job? I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, because Tesco's withdrew their advertising account. Well, God works in mysterious ways, eh? Very strange. Normo Tebbs, I know it sounds like a little leap, but it's not, it's connected. Norman Tebbit, in his capacity as chairperson of the Party of Family Values, the last job he did before he left that job was to go on the telly, again true, last order, and defend your Star, and in particular, the birds in your Sun. Obviously, trying to guarantee their undying support, he went on telly to defend the birds in the Sun. And how did he do it? First, it was brilliant. He established his credentials. He said, I'm just an ordinary bloke. Normo Tebbs, the ordinary bloke. Maybe Transylvania is an ordinary bloke. He said, I'm just a fellow in the pub. That's all I'm just a fellow in the pub. And I know exactly which bastard he means, hey? He's the slimy little bloke in the corner on his own. The slimy one, drinking in his mat, nursing a half a Guinness all evening, terrifying people that he's going to sidle over to them and say, is this seat taken? And sit down and start a conversation like, oh, I think they should bring back hanging for shoplifting, don't you? That's the sort of bloke Normies. And this was his argument, ladies and gentlemen, I kid you not. His argument to defend your lovely teenage boobies in the Sun. He said there was no difference between the lads having a bit of an ogle at the teenage boobies in the Sun, no difference, and the poncy intellectuals, middle-class intellectuals, going down the art gallery and having a look at all the 18th century old masters of the nudie paintings. No difference. Now, either Normo is blind, Or he's a liar. It's just a possibility. I'll throw it out. No more than that, ladies and gentlemen. Or he has never been to an art gallery. Have you been down there? Have you seen these paintings? Some cracked old bumpy oil painting, a raddled old picture of a 55-stone 17th century cat flap. I mean, it's not exactly going to give you a stiffy, is it? Come on. I mean, your average Picasso's got 6 tits, for Christ's sake. And they're square. Probably the old bloke from the Star put them on the front page. Look at this picture. It's only 70 years old and there's 6 tits, eh? And then, of course, you've got your hunky page tree fellas to prove the sun's not sexist. Oh, yeah. I mean, imagine that down the old art gallery. You've got Michelangelo's David. You've seen the way he's hung. I mean, I'm no Rambo, but he makes me look like Nelson's column. No problem. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was his argument. That it's no different. Now, be honest. Come on, let's be fair. Have you ever been down an art gallery and had a look and seen all the poncy art professors with the beards and the bald heads putting a catalogue under their arm and sneaking off to the toilets for a bit of executive relief, eh? No, it's not going to happen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in a book by Dante, Dante's Inferno. Dante's Inferno is a classic of Italian literature. They do say it's the classic. And what it's about is hell. It's what it's about. The book is a journey through hell, Dante's description of hell. And what he does in this book is he takes us on a journey through hell, through what he calls the 9 circles of hell, in degrading levels. Every level of degradation, it gets worse as we descend through the hell and degradation, through the fire and the brimstone. Dante takes us on his personal vision of a personal hell, through the suffering, the purgatory, the endless gnashing of teeth, and the endless human suffering, until we arrive at the bottom of the pit of hell. The 9th circle, ladies and gentlemen, the ultimate human evil. And there, Dante shares with us his vision of the bottom of hell. And he says that it is Judas Iscariot lying at the bottom of the pit of hell, encased not in fire, but in ice. His eyes wide open, awake for all eternity, conscious forevermore of the enormity of his crime. And that is what Dante says lies at the bottom of the pit of hell. But I say that underneath Judas Iscariot, who lies there in the bottom of the pit of hell, underneath Judas Iscariot is the editor of The Sun, looking up his backside. Looking up his backside to see if he's queer or not. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I love what's said in the Bible, but I believe there's just a chance if the Sun had to report the returning of Jesus, they'd be thinking, how are we going to stitch up this hippie who keeps wanting to give all the money away and says, blessed are the poor and the meek? I know, let's get him on a sex scandal. He hangs around with 12 blokes, must be something in that, eh? There you go, ladies and gentlemen, a little bit of a vision of the future, and I'm sure as hell going to get stitched up in the papers for the next 6 months. So, right now, we hope you enjoyed the show. We hope you had a good time. It doesn't stop now. Because, appropriate enough, I'm prepared to welcome into the studio for your listening pleasure, the fabulous Enfield.
Hey! Is this my turn? You want me to sing now? Okay. Won't talk.